Hello everybody, this is Bitcoin Macro, and on this video guys I'm going to talk about Shiba Inu. So Shiba Inu is a decentralized meme coin on Ethereum, so it's an ERC20 token that actually launched in order to be an incentive for the Shiba swap. Okay, so those who would use Shiba swap would get Shiba tokens, SHIB. And initially the supply of that token was even larger than that of DOGE, so it was going to be 1 quadrillion. And they actually burned some of those tokens, so no matter how big the numbers seem, at least in terms of the market cap of what some people might say, this is not the actual circulating supply, where the current one is about 400 trillion, not 1 quadrillion. And that's why the token is very, very cheap in terms of the price, at least in terms of how people perceive it. Whereas the market cap is quite large, at least for this specific coin. Now, I don't think Shiba coin is a scam or anything like it. It's a nice meme coin. It does have a use case and all that stuff. It did actually start with a fair launch, and they didn't have any tokens for themselves. They burned most of them. At least what I mean by that is they burned some, they sent them to Vitalik. At least they did a proof of burn, and at the same time the rest of those, they just let them on Uniswap. I mean, they just let them in the liquidity pool so that people would get those tokens, but they actually gave away the control. So essentially they burned the keys and they just let the liquidity pool run. So no matter what you see in terms of how many SHIB tokens some people might hold, this might be a bit misleading, because that's not the actual reality. Now, Shiba token has been listed on many exchanges over the last 24 hours. Binance, KuCoin, FTX, Crypto.com, Huobi, OKX, tons of exchanges, and it was already listed on several exchanges before that. Now, some of them don't really appear on here, but there are quite a few exchanges. At least most of them were the ones that had it listed, and then some of them that added it today have appeared as well. Now, the main exchange where we've seen the coin trade, at least outside Uniswap, has been Gate.io, which is one of the exchanges that lists gems much faster than other exchanges. One of the other ones is MXC, which I also quite like, because both of them, they list gems ahead of many other exchanges. Now, some of them, they don't go very well, but at the same time, quite a few of them do very, very well. So since that listing, at least since the bottom from that listing, SHIB token went up about 40x, 42, 43x. So right now, I wouldn't really recommend for people to just run and buy. If you want to buy, just buy a small amount initially, because I would never suggest anyone to buy into a pump. Okay, now I do know that all the listings will play a big role and potentially have a positive impact on the price, but at the same time, the truth is that we've already seen a big increase to the price of the Shiba token. So it would be better, in my opinion, to kind of wait a little bit for a correction. If you still believe it's going to go up, now some people might say it's going to go down, maybe it will go down. Some people will say, why are you talking about this meme coin? And the truth is, guys, if you haven't already noticed that memes are very powerful with the pumps from Dogecoin and Shiba, and maybe even SafeMoon and others, you should just wake up right now. Because look, no matter how much you might hate certain things, reality will come at you. Because here we're not trading our beliefs or our emotions. We're not trading based on how should reality be. This is our reality, and the truth is, people trade in crypto to make money. No matter how good the project is, there's no fundamental standard as to what a good quality project is. Everyone has different standards and everything is subjective. Okay, now that doesn't mean that every single pump will be sustainable. And the reason that I think we might get a bit of a correction and that Shiba is at its limit is because, look, Uniswap has about 20 billion of market cap. Even let's say it could go potentially up to 30 billion in market cap over the next few days. Then if Shiba is about 12 billion, because that's what its price times the 400 trillion of tokens that are out there, the outstanding tokens are about 12 billion. Okay, so if that coin goes above the market cap of Uniswap, that clearly becomes a little unsustainable. Maybe some people already say it's already gone up 40x. And if we go back to its history, at least let's look at it versus Bitcoin over the last few months, it's already gone up 20x from this point right here, all the way up here. Now, I don't know if anything is missing or whatever, but at least over the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days, it pumped 22x to 23x. That's really, really big. And from the bottom, it's something crazy, like 250,000x, which is really, really huge. So now let's zoom in a little bit as to how that pump actually happened. So if we just go one step lower, look at how massive this pump actually looks right there. Okay, and look at how much larger the next one looks and how much larger the final one looks like. And before that, it was just like pure capitulation over here. And the main pump started when Dogecoin started going up a lot with the Wall Street bets and Elon pump back then. So already you can see, guys, that the pump has been so large that, of course, you know, I wouldn't really suggest to anyone to just go and run and buy, because we could just have a pullback like with the rest of those pumps and then continue higher. Okay, because any meme can become something big. We saw that with Sushi Swap. We saw that with many other things, even with Dogecoin. So something can turn into something massive just because it has a community. That's true. It's really important to understand that something can become something very big once it gains traction, because these things are massive communities. They are like networks. So once a coin starts trending higher and higher and people actually get behind it, it could become a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, because the more people believe in it, even if it doesn't have anything behind it. I'm not saying Shiba doesn't have anything behind it, but some people might say, what does it have? So of course you can just go and check what the promises of Shiba are, and who says that it cannot become bigger than Uniswap? Why couldn't Shiba, for example, take some of the features of Uniswap, add something more? Maybe a lot of people contribute to it because they hold that token. Maybe some programmers do that and become something beautiful. So that's all I've got to say to people who are doubting memes and stuff becoming really large. Now, of course, the caution comes not from the fact that Shiba is a meme, but because of the price. Okay, sometimes price gets irrational, it goes up too much, and then you can get pullbacks like that, and I don't want anyone to get burned right now, because there could be a pullback to any level right here. Maybe there could be a 30, 40, 50% drop, which is pretty typical, at least with such high volatility, and then it could come back up. Now, of course, the fact that Dogecoin has stopped isn't as helpful for Shiba at the moment, but at the same time, Doge is still in a bull market because it's still above its previous highs. So, for example, even though Doge, let's say, it might have turned into a bear market right now, because let's say there was a sell the news event with SNL and Elon Musk going on TV to talk about Doge and stuff like that, with Shiba doing all those crazy things with all those massive listings. But the truth is that until we see the highs get broken and the price to start closing below the area that I've outlined, even let's say this area right here, or to be honest, it would be below this low. The reality is that until the market starts closing below these lows, the key pivot level right here, we cannot say it's a bear market. Now you can speculate it is, and maybe you have sold some. Of course, it's always good to sell the news, always, but always. Now maybe the Barry Silbert announcement that they shorted Doge via FTX tokens, the leverage tokens, maybe that also played a bit of a role. But in my opinion, it was time for a correction. So if that was the top, then it's game over and we're going to have a tough time ahead. But if it isn't, then there is a bright future for Doge and Shiba once they pull back, maybe consolidate here for a little bit, just chop, go sideways like we saw in this area right here, and then continue higher. So that's it from me, guys. Please remember, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, share the video if you liked it. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter, Telegram, and TradingView, where I put live updates all the time, where I share the videos as well and other charts at the same time. So once again, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.